around for a fight. That will be the main issue, and the final pick from Alter Ego will decide how they want to approach this. The Lapu Lapu is open. We saw it being used to great potential yesterday. We'll just have to see. This is the final pick.
Lapu or Uranus, 2 picks that stand out instantly for me.
That could be the case. I mean, RRQ Hoshi, they're trying to limit that possibility, perhaps even bait that out. As Alter Ego Esports, they don't have much time now, but it is going to be the Uranus pick for Alter Ego that seals both of the compositions for RRQ as well as Alter Ego.
Oh, 2 of the drafts here again for RRQ. There's heavy emphasis on that team fight potential. Obviously with Albert on the Hayabusa, it means that they also have a little bit of pick. For Alter Ego, it's quite a balanced composition as well. I do believe in terms of draft that both of the teams have solid win conditions, and honestly, it's going to come down to the executions of both of these teams.
Exactly. I think in particular, if RRQ can get the ball rolling all the way in the early game, they have the tools to force Alter Ego to a quick and decisive victory. But of course, Alter Ego, they are not a team known to back down from a challenge, so they might just go and fight RRQ on their own terms. We'll just have to see how both these teams strategize against each other as the crowd completely goes wild.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can hear it in the MPL arena. The battle for the upper brackets are getting heated here in the stage. We're jumping into the land of dawn for game number 1. RRQ Hoshi versus Alter Ego. Back into the game. And Pi as well. He's opted to go for the Purify top side. Skylar almost losing his life. And we've seen this so many times. Arashi, Eterna, Farsa instantly rotating early on towards gold lane.
That's the beauty of the Farsa. Other than the artillery she has with her ultimate, with the Feather Airstrike, she's also able to use that Wings by Wings to roam in the places that she is needed the most. And you can see that actually really cross over into that early game control. As we can take a look here at the talent prediction by Axe. And once again, it is going to be Pak Pulung on the Indo desk as well as Mirko here on the English desk with a different opinion.
Alter Ego sandwiches here coming in from both desks. And right now, it seems that Alter Ego, they are the ones pushing the tempo. They are not ones to play patiently and just cruise through the early game. They want to make all the plays happen right here, and they have a chance, but RRQ are trying to strike back.
Yeah, a lot of damage already dished out by Albert there. Sven is actually going to go to cancel out the recall from Udo. A little bit of disrespect over there, you know, stopping him from going back. But here as well, you guys can go ahead and get the emotes. Play even better with the battle emotes. MPL 2022 edition. You can see all those crazy emotes. For RRQ, it's back, 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 back.
Absolutely. And now for RRQ though, they are trying to push the tempo, but RRQ Hoshi, they've been able to actually stave off the bulk of the aggression, and now with level 4s available, right? The teamfight ultimates for RRQ is a lot more valuable than the ones on the side of Alter Ego, so soon we'll see a big fight break out.
But the airstrike popped in, R7 with a taunt comes in, Phantom Execution with the Retribution secures the turtle. Udo caught, gonna be taken down by R7 as he's able to dish out the damage. Meanwhile, in the back lines, Albert falls to the hands of Leo Murphy. RRQ do not want to stop here. Leo Murphy jumps into Jikundo. Pi gets out. It's a clean 1-for-1, but Alter Ego definitely is going to be able to get the better value.
They also were able to get the turtle as well. So far still going into the plan of Alter Ego Esports, as now we have some time to look at the emblem choices.
Demon Slayer in the hands of Sally Boy will mean that he has a lot more chances to go for those crazy steals. Albert on the Hayabusa on the killing spree will be able to make more aggressive plays in those fights, but we'll have to see. I mean, Hayabusa isn't exactly the best securer of turtles, but with the Shadow Kill, he has a lot more leeway in deciding when to use that Retribution. So it's a bit equal, but I think so far, Sally Boy has shown that he is slightly superior.
Things are going to go down to how both teams are going to set this up, right? If they can bait the really important resources from the side of Alter Ego Esports, because as we know with the composition, they're very reliant on that ultimate that could lead RRQ Hoshi to victory. But we do have a fun fact here by Grab, that Alter Ego and RRQ's matchup between one another is one of the matches that RRQ Hoshi managed to win in leg 1 2-0. Because as we all know, in the early stages of the season, as Leo Murphy goes in.
Very deep in, able to pop the Cold Ultra in time. Udil gonna get taken down as the Phantom Execution comes in. taking the kill on to Vin. Skylar in the back line still dealing damage free hitting, but Boy goes wild. Clay's able to outplay Leo Murphy falls. Boy now caught. Albert comes in with a quad shadow. Boy cannot run. The shadow kill comes in, picking up a kill as the crowd goes wild again here in the MPL arena.
Really good counter engage by RRQ Hoshi there, as now they're gonna have the space and the time to be able to get this turtle uncontested without Boy in the midst, but no. They might actually go for something else. They were looking for a pick, and they're buying a little bit more time for Alter Ego actually to come back for a proper setup back onto the turtle.
Alter Ego needs to be very careful here. They can go aggressive onto RRQ, but with the called Alter available, that can be baited out from them. So now they have no idea if the called Alter is available. That will make or break the fights depending on how it's being used, as R7 goes in aggressively, gets kicked.
Oh, flicker in. The taunt to cancel the feather airstrike as Udo's going to be taken down by Clay. Boy going to be able to pick up a kill as well, though. Mid laner traded for XP lane as Clay is able to dish out the damage onto the roamer. Top side, Skylar dashing or blinking out of the range from 1-1's first ability with the BMI, and RRQ secures the second turtle of the game.
With one member down, Alter Ego Esports don't have it in them to contest that, because RRQ Hoshi in that moment didn't have the resources to go in for a 5v5 team fight. So RRQ Hoshi looked for a loophole instead of committing onto that neutral objective by taking down a member of Alter Ego Esports, and it actually bode them really well. Alter Ego Esports were forced to back away, was forced to get zoned away by RRQ Hoshi for them to pick up an objective. However, Pai, in that amount of time, was actually almost able, to take that red buff away.
Exactly. The story of the game seems to be Udil just getting jumped on. He has 3 deaths right now, all because RRQ Hoshi, once they see him on the map, they just go straight for him, and they have the tools to make sure that he gets caught out. So right now, Alter Ego, they want to try and go for burst damage, but they can't get the pickoffs because it's countered by the called Alter, as Udil almost suffers his 4th death. He uses a Purify. I don't know if that actually made a difference, but now, with a man advantage on the field, RRQ Hoshi can try and get something more.
They're going to be looking for this mid turret now, but what you guys should be looking for is who using the grab a discount up to 90%. So go ahead and use that QR code down below, scan it, as things are going to get a little more heated between RRQ as well as Alter Ego Esports. And Arashi, I actually have a question. Does Flicker no longer work against the ultimate from Albert?
It does. It still does. If you are able to time it perfectly, you still can actually dash out from or flicker out of the shadow kill. But yeah, that's why he opted to go for the Purify, and we'll see how that works out, right? Many times he has actually been taunted, and he has fallen 3 times this time. Boy, though, wasn't aggressively going to get kicked back. We are going to take a look at the items, however, Arashi. What a nature, second item for Nino.
Exactly. Respecting the potential for Albert to just go for the insane, basically one-shots here. So we'll just have to see if RRQ Hoshi is able to do so, because whoever they are targeting, they seem to be able to locate very, very easily. And with the next objective up here, they're playing on using that cult altar very efficiently, as well as the feather airstrike is no longer available.
Oh, this is not good for Alter Ego. Boy used the retry, basically giving the turtle over to RRQ, securing the final turtle of the game. Alter Ego are just looking for trades, and they are able to find 2 objectives for that one turtle. Bottom and top side tier 1 taken down.
That's exactly what you want to see. You want to see these trades happening because you don't want RRQ Hoshi to snowball from the early game, but they're going to go for a conceal play now.
Pai in the midst of it all. G Kundo, flicker popped in by Leo Murphy. No flicker just yet. Pai able to get out with the Purify and the Consecration. RRQ find the turret. It's a trade. 1 for 0. Very valuable trade for RRQ.
At this stage, however, this Farsa is going to have to force itemizing into that Winter Truncheon as early as possible to be able to, have an impact when it goes down to the team fights, because it's going to be very easy for Albert to go into the backline, use the Shadow Kill, take him down first, and because of that force in itemization, Udil's Power Spike is not going to land as fast as we would expect.
Right now, though, they're doing a good job of just trading away objectives, right? Because if they fight 5v5 right now, with the kit of RRQ Hoshi, with the Pharamids available, they can't really stand up to it. So they're trying to find other opportunities around the map. So far, it's been working pretty okay, but RRQ Hoshi, they're adapting. They're trying to find ways to make sure that Alter Ego cannot get any value, with the pressure.
So far, though, Skylar has been farming a bit more efficiently than Nino. He's one level ahead of Nino. And when it comes down to that power spike, I do believe in team fights now, it's easier for the Claude than it is for the Wanwan. Remembering the nerfs towards Wanwan, the Blazing Duet will certainly be a more efficient
Impactful
way to dish out damage.
Exactly, just comes out so fast and towards everybody, but Boy gets crowd controlled right here. He will be able to back away. Feather Airstrike zones the rest of the members, but that will be ultimates used by Alter Ego on a very little movement from the side of RRQ Hoshi.
Uh-oh, Vin's gonna be caught here. One more weakness point is all he needs. There you go. He got it with the Wind of Nature as well. He needs to go for it right now. He is able to time it perfectly onto Vin, onto the Cold Altar of Skylar as he's gonna be dished out. But little damage. Look at the way of the dragon that Clay stole away from Leo Murphy. R7 dashed in with the Appraiser's Wrath, but Udil is gonna fall to the hands of Albert on that shadow kill. Meanwhile, though, Alter Ego looking for the trade. Retribution battle. Boy takes it. Pi gonna be able to tank for a bit, but man, he got melted down quick.
That was nearly a disaster for Alter Ego. They got a Lord, thankfully, into their favor, and so it kind of levels it out and buys their team a little bit more time, because if RRQ Hoshi went in as Albert was there to steal it, that would have been a different story. You can see now that the Lord is going to be melted down. But here, in the 10th minute, we do see that the gold has actually equalized Arashi.
Clay has just picked up the Holy Crystal as well. Another source of damage the Alter Ego needs to be very careful about. We know that Clay is so good at selecting the ultimates to be stolen, and with a great mix of physical and magical here, it's going to be a bit difficult for Alter Ego to have a solid front line. You see that Pi already has the Dominance Eyes. He is building more towards magical defense. And Sully Boy styling on RRQ Hoshi.
Pi needs to be very careful here. The Appraiser's Wrath actually deals so much damage to him. And in the top side, Nino is actually able to find a trade, winning out in the objectives once again. Vin needs to be careful. R7 jumps in with a taunt, able to find Leo Murphy. Nino kiting away very well. Conceal popped in by Alter Ego. Disengaging with a good trade already. They don't really need to force anything to happen anymore. Damage dealt by Axe. Still Clay and R7 leading the pack.
Oh, look at the damage coming in from Clay, Arashi.
It's a lot of damage, and it's very subtle. In those big fights, you don't really see that Valentina is doing crazy things, big ultimates, but it is there for sure. There's a reason why this Valentina has been such a contested pick. And so for team fights, RRQ Hoshi just seems to be so dominant right now, and Alter Ego, they don't have an answer. They can go for a split push using the Lancelot, but of course, on the split push department, RRQ Hoshi are no pushovers either.
And on the topic of Clay, it's actually interesting, right? Because he's been opting to take away the Way of Dragon instead of like the Feather Airstrike. Because we know the Crossbow of Tang is a little bit harder to pop off because of the nerf coming in for Valentina. She has to be able to get all those 3 weakness points as well. And on Valentina, it's not going to be as easy as it is naturally on a 1-1, right? But why the Way of Dragon? Is it an additional layer to take away the Feather Airstrike?
Well, firstly, it provides...
Can just dash away from the potential Crossbow of Tang, and that will be it. So Nino is stuck in a difficult spot. Maybe if they're able to actually chunk down Fredrin, R7, using the Feather Airstrike, using Steady Boy's damage, maybe then he can go for a valuable Crossbow of Tang, execute R7, and then transfer the Crossbow of Tang to the Swisher members, but now Pi gets bursted down.
Oh, that's a whole lot of abilities. And even the Shadow Kill, so many resources popped in onto Pi, and he's still able to survive. Massive value. Leo Murphy with the conceal. He's looking for flank. He has the flicker as well. He jumps in onto Albert. He goes in for the way the dragon, but the Cult Altar is placed down. But the airstrike as well. Leo Murphy losing out on his life. Skylar gonna fall to the hands of Silly Boy. No, it's just the Cult Altar. Amazing Duet comes in, taking Udil down. But in the back lines, the same thing happens towards R7 and Vin. Clay is still alive right now. He needs to get that way the dragon on to Nino, the main damage dealer at least. 3 members still strong for both of the teams, but Vin will respawn faster with that passive.
Oh, weird play by RRQ though. So many resources spent on Pi, of all people, right before the Lord. It's really interesting, right? Perhaps they were looking for someone to pick off, get a man advantage, and prevent Pi from putting pressure on those side lanes for a proper setup, but it hasn't really done them justice. Now Alter Ego Esports are leading with a 1,000 gold lead, and they're going to be the ones to set up first.
This is dangerous. Alter Ego. They're trying to bait the Lord. Maybe just look for a fight this time as Leo Murphy jumps in with the Jikundo. Nino very wisely goes into that mid lane, popping in every single weakness point. R7 now caught. That's going to be the feather. Airstrike popped in, and it's going to be chained in. Nino picks up a kill, losing the front line. RRQ now are forced to retreat. Vin going to be taken down by Nino as well, but the Cult Altar comes in with Clay with Away the Dragon. But Albert jumps into the back line. Nino with the Wind of Nature still surviving. Boy jumping in. Clay finding the shutdown. Goes in with the Winter's Truncheon, but will fall again to the hands of Boy. Albert jumps back and forth everywhere. Picks up a double kill, looking for a triple, but Leo Murphy says no. He'll lock you down. Albert with the triple kill. What in the world was that, Albert?
What? How was it? Wow, amazing outplay by Albert, even though he is going to be taken down. It does seem like RRQ Hoshi are going to force this Lord, though, with all the members from the side of Alter Ego Esports wiped out.
What the heck was that, man? You thought that Albert was done, but he was able to maneuver around all the damage, and somehow, off the back of those insane plays, RRQ Hoshi finally gets some momentum. They get pressure on the Lord side. They get some tower damage in the top side as well. They even get it due to the minion waves. Alter Ego was not ready for that at all.
Definitely not. What? I thought he was dead. Way the Dragon locked him down.
No way, dude. That is insane. This is why RRQ, they're so dangerous, man. You can't count them out until they are actually out of the game. And now with that extra bit of pressure, RRQ Hoshi, they see two members on top. They can go for a pickup onto Pi yet again, or they can try and rush this Lord. They have options. They have all the tools available to try and do either one.
One more fight. Alter Ego need to take it here. Boy already trying to go for the opening. Goes in, but look at the damage coming in from the side of RRQ. Albert focusing onto the Lord right now. That's going to be Nino looking for the weakness points onto Clay. Pi able to find a kill onto Albert. Lord is taken very low. It still comes in. Clay secures it. Jikundo onto three members. Nino going wild onto the back lines. Looking for one more. Winter Truncheon popped in. Nino recalling, spamming it. Toss all the way as Clay still able to find the outplay, but he's not going to be able to find Nino. A good disengage, and Alter Ego turn the tides again.
A 3-4-1 trade in that team fight, and oh my god, it's getting mind-blowing the way things are playing. Sally Boy was taken out first, so I thought that RRQ Hoshi would have a better chance on the Lord, but Pi goes in and is actually able to execute Albert. So both teams had an equal chance, but at the end of the day, it is going to be Clay with a 527 KDA right now, and he's popping off.
He's doing a lot of damage, and he nearly outplayed Nino right there. And now with the Lord on their side, RRQ Hoshi, they're trying to make the best of this, but with three members just trying to take the Lord out, they're going to be forced to back away, and that will be an unfortunate conclusion, end to the Lord on the side of RRQ Hoshi. It's unfortunate that it seems that there's a bit of a disconnect, right? Some members are trying to go for the team fight, and some members were still trying to secure that Lord. I think that is one of the main issues that allowed Alter Ego to get that insane value, but RRQ Hoshi, they're back at it again, playing with the vision, playing with the control, setting up traps for the members of Alter Ego Esports. But with two Purifiers available, you have to be very careful on who they decide to jump on.
And so far, Skylar, the man himself on the clock, 10 times picked up with a 50% win rate. He hasn't been taken out at all in this game. 406 KDA, and that's super impressive. He's now just secured the boots, but on the flip side, Nino hasn't fallen in terms of that level or that gold either.
Looking at the items right here, already an Athena Shields, just in case Clay goes for the big play. He has the Wind of Nature to try and counter Albert as well, so he has all bases covered, and Udil right now has the Divine Glaive, has the Winter Truncheon as well. The damage is starting to ramp up for sure, and he has that bits of security to ensure that he does not get one shot, the same way we've seen throughout the course of this game. Boy has the same Malefic Roar as well, so everyone is just starting to build up to their full inventory slots, and Skylar as well has the same items, right? He has the Wind of Nature and the Athenas, because the game is just so sporadic right now. The marksmen can't afford to skimp out on defensive items.
Now it's kind of a dilemma as well for the Cho, right? If you're Leo Murphy right now, you have that peel for your team. Who do you want to use it on, though? It's Albert or Skylar, right? how do you choose? If Albert jumps in, you go for the way to Dragon. Skylar just comes in with a blazing duet. But again, if Skylar jumps in first, he's locked down. Albert can just dive into your back line. Mainly Udil, who's just so vulnerable right now. As we are going to take a look as well at the real-time win probability presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. They're still very much shifting back and forth.
64% though for Alter Ego Esports right now. And when we take a look at what's happening on the objectives that have been taken, it seems like Alter Ego Esports, they're winning in terms of those towers by one only. So why such a heavy shift for Alter Ego?
Well, Alter Ego, I mean, they have more range to play around with, right? Udil has more flexibility on how he wants to pick an engagement. RRQ Hoshi, they are reliant on Alter Ego coming in, wanting to participate in that 5v5. Right now, though, Pi is just pressuring everyone away, but that's a lot of damage, and that is the way of the dragon.
R7 gonna get kicked in, Phantom Execution as well, Cold Alter already baited out. Nino goes in for the crossbow attack onto R7, taking him down, but look at that HP coming in. Albert jumping back and forth, Nino with a win of nature, that's gonna be Skylar's blazing duet cancelled out by Leo Murphy, who loses out on his immortality, has a shot, Boo, dashes out. Pi use the Purify and the Consecration, 0 members falling, but Alter Ego winning out in the resource game, instantly going on to the Lord.
That's crazy. Keep in mind though, Alter Ego lost 2 immortalities, and Vin goes in for an aggressive play. Better airstrike is used by Udil though.
And Vin is going to lose out on the immortality and his life. Passive is there, so he can respawn very fast. Lord taken down to a quarter of its HP. In the back lines, though, it's going to be Albert jumping with the shadow kill. Suppression there. Winter Truncheon popped in for both Udil. And look at Nino with the crossbow tag. He's able to find so many. A triple. He's looking for a Maniac. Another one here today. Clay will go in, but Udil denies the Maniac. Alter Ego pick up the Lord as well. It's an evolved one here in the 21st minute. Albert down, R7 and Skylar, Clay as well. Vin all alone left to defend. Will he be able to make the miracle play happen? Base turret number 1 taken down in the mid lane. Vin goes over to Cold Ultra with a Phantom Execution, and away the Dragon brings Vin back. The wipe out for Alter Ego will seal the deal, securing the lead in this series.
An unexpected chain of events here for Alter Ego Esports. What a game! What mechanical prowess! Really proving that RRQ Hoshi, they're not the only ones mechanically gifted.